Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Why it is? Let me see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Safe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Let me call him. Hold on. He's calling me. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Oh. No, use the Zoom. You are using the Zoom. Same Zoom I sent 10. You try joining with cell phone. Otherwise. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There's 108, correct? Yes, 108. The Zoom code you are entering, correct? 9491. The one I sent. I'll open the Zoom app and just directly enter the number, code, and the password. Let me give you that. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It worked, Prabhu, or no? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. It's working? You're entering that 949141637.
It's not opening up that particular address for some reason.
You can see if another one I'll send. If see if this works, then we'll change it maybe. See if this link works. Password is 1008, but that link should have the password automatically. Right, just to make sure the other link works. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Did it work, Prabhu? No.
I'm working on that.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Did it work, Prabhu?
Working on it.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
This one, the password is 1008.
Correct. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah, Prabhu is trying to join through Zoom, but Zoom is not working. So I give another Zoom. Let's say we are still troubleshooting this issue. Hope soon we'll be able to. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
We're having trouble finding that, so we can't connect.
Some problem to connecting to Zoom from there, I guess. Maybe restart your computer and try the previous one, 949. We'll just meantime we'll just chant the verse and yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay. Let's begin until Prabhu will try restarting the computer and starting. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraya. Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Hari Om Tatsat. Reading from 6th canto, chapter 11, prescribed duties for mankind, and chapter 11, verse number 24. This is part of the Vritrasura's prayer, great devotee of the Lord, even though he's a demon. So 6:11:24. Prabhu joins, please let me know. I can't see the screen at the same time. Aham hare tava padaikamola dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuya manasmareta supate gunamste gunitava karma karotu kaya. Very, very, very important verse. One should know this verse in the heart. Aham hare tava padaikamola dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuya manasmareta supate gunamste Trunitava karma karotu kaya. Aham hare tava padaikamola dasanudaso bhavitasmi bhuya manasmareta supate gunamste grunitava karma karotu kaya. Word to word. Aham, I, hare, O my Lord, tava, of your Lordship, pada eka mola, whose only shelter is the lotus feet. Dasanudasa, the servant of your servant, not directly servant even either, servant of your servant. Following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footsteps, 7 times he says, even King Kulasekara pray, 1 verse is there. Mad bhrutya 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 paricharaka bhrutya 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 Smaralokanada. 7 times he calls it out. Servant of your servant, Bhavitasmi, shall I become? Bhuya. Again, mana, my mind. Smareta, may remember. Because mind is the biggest problem. Mind is the biggest culprit. So that's why mind has to be first focused. Smareta, may remember. Asupate, the Lord of my life. Gunan, the attributes, they of your Lordship. Grunita, may chant. Or sometimes it is accepting in the heart as a life and soul. Vak, my words. Karma, activities of service to you. Karotu, may perform. Kaya, my body. So, my words, my body. As well, take the chant, but mainly in the association. Dasam, that is the key. This whole verse, this is the key. Dasanu dasa. In the association. Anything you want to do, this has to be in. That is the core and center. Translation by Javan J.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Oh my Lord, oh the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? Oh Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes. My words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. Please repeat. Join. Prabhu joins, let me know. We're still waiting for Prabhu to join. Oh my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes. My words always glorify those attributes. And my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. Basically, this is almost similar to the mind, body, and words. These three things has to be generally always is the iPhone. Mukunda Datta Prabhu, we joined. See. Mukunda Datta Prabhu, if we joined, you can unmute, or maybe I think everybody is unmute, I think. But here the Mano, Vak, Kaya, these three things are mentioned. Prabhu is calling for me. Let me see. Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. You are able to join? Okay. Okay, Prabhu, we'll somehow manage for now, but if you try again and if it works, yeah, I would like to hear from you. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Computer issue, technology issue. So somehow or the other. So we'll read, we'll continue, we'll see devotees' reflection and realizations after going through. Unfortunately, you have to hear from me again. So, my Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes. My words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. So, let's read the purport by Sri Prabhupada. This verse, which is such a prominent word, this verse gives the sum and substance of devotional life. One must first become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, Dasanu Dasa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, and he also showed by his own example, that a living entity should always desire to be a servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. Gopi Bhartu Padakamala Yor Dasa Dasanu Dasa. Naham Vipro Nacha Narapatir Navaisyo Nasudro. That is the verse. The last line is Gopu Bhartu Padakamala Dasa Dasanu. This means that one must accept a spiritual master who comes in the disciplic succession and is a servant of the Lord under his direction. One must then engage one's three properties. What are those? I stressed here from the translation. Namely, his body, mind, words. Body is gross body, mind, subtle body, words, gross body, senses, walk, speech. Garmi Indriyas Dhyan is called under the gross body. So gross body, subtle body cannot capture the actual transcendental subject matter. It cannot understand. This is the blunt. It cannot, it is material. It doesn't have any spiritual qualities. So that's why it has to be engaged in those who are completely pure, the Lord and his devotees. Then only these things can be purified and that absorption is cut, and then so that we can attain the spiritual nature. That's why these three things are key important. There is a one prominent instruction, we'll come to that from this point, especially for those who are grahasthas. Majority are grahasthas. So for them, very prominent instructions Prabhupada gives from one of the key verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. The body should be engaged in physical activity under the order of the master, that is spiritual master. The mind should think of Krishna incessantly. In Bhagavad Gita 8th chapter, attaining Supreme, Krishna is calling that out. I think he joined. He was able to join my meeting. So hold on, let me tell him to join. So if one is thus engaged in the loving service of the Lord, one's life is successful. Let's see. I think he should be joining in it also. So, but anyway, let's offer prayers. I hope it works. Om Ajnanatamgrandasya Gnananjanasarakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langete Girim Yat Krupatamam Vande Sri Gurum Devatar Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyeswaram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Let's chant together. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Masadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamiham Tadati Swapadantikam. Rupa Goswam Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktum ki jai. And let me know if Prabhu joins. So in this verse, specifically, the association of devotees is being stressed by Vritrasura in his prayers to the Supreme Lord. Aham Hare Tava Padaikam Mulam Dasanu Dasu. So as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving his assurance. So and in Nectar of Instruction, Nectar, pretty much everywhere, this association is the key. Actually, even to germinate our devotions, Krishna Bhakti Janma Mola Hoya Sadhu Sangha. Krishna Bhakti Hoya Tena Puna Mukyanga. Even in the beginning, to come to that pure state, to attain Krishna Prema, one needs the real root. The cause has to be is Sadhu Sangha. And even when we become pure devotees also, that time also Sadhu Sangha. Vritrasura is a pure devotee of the Lord. Initially, he was a king, Chitraketu Maharaj. He's been, because as he was flying, Chitraketu was flying in the sky, then he sees Lord Shiva and Mother Parvati sitting on the lap of Lord Shiva. Then at that time, Mother Parvati curses, but Lord Shiva is laughing. He doesn't take anything seriously. He says, how can you have in the assembly of devotees your wife on your lap? So then laughs. Let me see. Prabhu is calling. Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Night. You're 9491. Can you try the other one? I think you joined my Zoom 8 to 4. Since you can log out and try the other one 9491, the first link. Yeah. Is it because you are not there? We are on the 9491. Yeah. So the Mukhya Anga, the root cause is the association of devotees. So in order for us to mind, body, senses to be attached to the Lord, it has to be purified. One is to give up the mind is engaged in so many things. As this morning also we were discussing that, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is clearly stressing out that, even Lord Krishna is stressing to Uddhava that one must give up the unwanted association within the mind. As the mind is thinking so many things, it has to give up those unwanted things. Tato dussangam ustrijya. Dussangam means it is not only the physical contact. To that extent, sometimes we have this question also. Though I haven't got any much association with my spiritual master, how can he be my spiritual master? So Prabhupada said, I had only 6 times or so, less than 10 times, he had association with his spiritual master. Some of the disciples of Prabhupada had hardly 1 time had association with Prabhupada. But it is more than physical association, it is the association within the heart. One must take the instruction, the association of the pure devotee of the Lord. And that is the key. See Guru Charana Padma. That's where everything is there. Kevala Bhakti Sadma. Only. Okay, Mukunda Prabhu joined. Thank you, Prabhu. Finally, you are able to join. Please take it away. Let me unmute. Hold on. Host. Mukunda Datta Prabhu, I unmuted you.
Mute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, and you can see me too?
No, not yet. Hold on 1 minute. Yep, now I can see. Spotlight for everyone.
Right,
Yep.
so somehow
Perfect.
better late than never. Sorry
Yeah.
for typical Vrindavan inconvenience. Things don't work according to our schedule here.
You want me to share that verse on the screen?
Yeah, I'm on 6:11:24. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've already chanted the verse, no?
Yes, and the purport. We read everything, so it is now you have to.
Okay, so
yeah.
Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Nidhitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Mukham Koru Vachalam Pangum Lankhayate Girimyat Kripatamahum Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Vanchakalpatarpishta Kripasintu Evacha Prittanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Sridhar Swami begins his commentary on this verse with a simple statement that in the verses beginning Aham, he prays to the Lord, thus making his own intention clear to Indra, because this is Rutra. Remember, Rutra is a devotee. He wants to go back to God, and he's perfectly fine if Indra kills him. So that's the point of making this intention clear by praying in today's verse. He says, may it so be that I again become the servant of the servants who make his two lotus feet their single essential shelter. And may my mind remember the qualities of Asupate, the Lord of my life. May my words too glorify only those qualities, and may my body do his work. Kayas talaiva karma karotu. So very clear, and now we understand from Sridhar Swami's commentary why Srila Prabhupada begins his own purport with the pithy statement that he gives. This is the essence of devotional service. We engage our mind in thinking of Krishna. We engage our tongue in glorifying Krishna. We engage our bodies in carrying out the Lord's orders. This is the perfection. And Chaitanya Mata Manjusa, that is the commentary of Srinath Chakravarti Thakur, another stalwart Gaudiya commentator. He says, Prag Janma Siddha Harir Bhakti Asyasura Dehepi Tadhaiva Vartada Edi Darshayati Aham Hare Ityadi. In the verses beginning with Aham Hare, like this one does, he says he's clearly revealing that the perfect devotion that he had in his previous life, it remains so even now in this Asura Deha. So even if you have to go to Sargaloka, if you're a pure devotee, you remain a pure devotee. Even if you have to go to hell, if you're a pure devotee, you remain a pure devotee. This is the point that he's making here indirectly. So, hey Hare, my dear Lord Hari, Tavapadaveva ekam mulam jivanopayo yesham tesham vaishnavanam dasanudaso bhavitasmi huyat rabhavam eva. He's saying that just as I was before, I want to again become the servant of the Vaishnavas, the servant of your two lotus feet, the one and only way in life. This is his idea. Ekam mulam jivanopaya. The only means of living, actually, is this one root value, which is pure devotion to Krishna. He's making this quite clear, and beautifully so. So just as I was previously a devotee, and somehow or other ended up now as this Vritrasura, but now I'm praying that I will again become a servant of the Vaishnavas. The servants, I want to be the servant of the Vaishnavas who are the servants of your two lotus feet. His mood is, by dint of Sri Narada service, I certainly exist now, that is to say, in devotional service, and I will remain in devotional service, even after the end of this body. that the mind would remember is implied by asupatehe and so on. Because what does asupati mean? The Lord of my life heirs, actually. So the thing that keeps me alive, he's saying, he's implying at least, is this devotional service. Without this devotional service, we don't even care to live. Even in the Bhagavad Gita, in the beginning chapter, I think it's chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita, Duryodhana's party is described, and all of Duryodhana's soldiers there, he describes them as Tyakta Jivitaha. They've all given up their lives for me. Already, they've given up their lives for me. Even before the battle started, they've already given their lives. So devotees have a similar attitude. This is the very be-all and end-all of their existence, and he's revealing that in this beautiful prayer. This prayer, as I mentioned earlier, it becomes, it's something that we hear from our various acharyas on various occasions throughout their commentaries. It's fairly often quoted verse, very important verse, and Prabhupada's purport makes it very clear as to why that's so. We'll get to that in a moment. But, O Lord Hari, just as I was before, let me again become the servant of the Vaishnavas, the servants of your two lotus feet. So the idea he's expressing is that this transpires just by their association, just by the association of personal association with the pure devotees. Anga Sangena means with the direct Vapu Sangha. We were speaking to another group this morning here in Vrindavan that visiting from Mysore. And actually, you may know your friend Krishna Karuna. He used to live in central New Jersey. So he came from Mysore with a large group of devotees. So we were discussing with them that the devotees, they hanker after the association of pure devotees, and not just the Vani Sangha. Our Ritvik friends would like us to believe that only the Vani is important, and that's the internal thing. But actually, Tamal Krishna Goswami told me a long time ago that although the Vani is the eternal association, whereas the Vapu is temporary, but he never lost any opportunity he could get to physically associate with Srila Prabhupada and personally serve Srila Prabhupada's physical needs also. That is all implied here. Tesham anga sangenapi evam bhavatiti bhava. The idea is that this all transpires. All this situation that he's describing, in which the mind and the words and the body are all engaged in Krishna's service, it comes about mainly through the association of pure devotees. So this is what Srinath Chakravarti Thakur has contributed to this conversation. Jiva Goswami's comments are very brief. In Krishna Sandarbha, he says, Sa cha shuddha pritihi shrimato vrtrasya drishyate yathoktam tenaiva ahamiti chatushkam.
Papa, love you so much.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Okay. So Jiva Goswami says the pure affection, Shuddha Priti, of Srimat Vritrasura. He's not just Vritra or Vritrasura, he's Srimat Vritra. He's a devotee. And Jiva Goswami is suggesting that by giving him this honorific title, the beautiful Vritra. So it's the pure affection of this great devotee Vritra is revealed here today. We're okay? Can you hear? I'm hearing some talk, so I'm not sure.
I can hear you, Prabhu.
Okay. So he himself speaks as much in these 4 verses, beginning with this one, Aham Hare. Vritrasura himself is revealing his pure devotion to the Lord. So we'll see what the next 3 verses say. But as far as this one is concerned, Srila Prabhupada has already told us in his wonderful purport that it gives the sum and substance of devotional life. First, one has to become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, Dasanudasa, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, and he also showed by his personal example. We should desire to be the servant of the servant of the servant. Gopi Bhartu Parakamalayur Dasa Dasanudasa. In fact, This is also how King Kulashekar, the famous Alwar in South India, also prayed like this. What bhritya bhritya paricharaka bhritya bhritya bhrityasya bhritya itimam smara Lokanatha. My dear Lord Jagannath or Lokanath, please consider me to be the servant of 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 your servant. 7 times, he says, Bhritya. Bhritya means servant. Actually, Bhritya, in addition to servant, what does it mean literally? Bhritya, somebody who is fit to be maintained. Sometimes, if we have servants and they don't perform their duties, we may want to ask them to go. But this is not devotional service. Devotional service, it's understood. Devotees are only carrying out this activity on the basis of Shuddha Priti, as Jiva Goswami's Kramasandarbha has clarified. So, this is what we're going to hear. Now, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he characteristically has the longest commentaries, and again here he says the same thing. Tarapi Vajram Anikshapantam Indram Drishva Hanta Hanta Varakam Imam Shatrum Bahir Darshinam Kimidi Bhavimi Swaprabhoscharanaravinda Eva Kim Nanavedayaniti Dhyanavir Bhutam Bhagavantam Alokyaha Ahamiti. In this verse, seeing that Indra did not throw his thunderbolt, Dhritarashtra then thought, oh, what will I say to this rascal Indra who sees everything materially? I will make a request at the lotus feet of my Lord. That's why he suddenly is addressing the Lord in these verses. He thinks that if Indra sees the example of what my motivation is by myself addressing my worshipable deity, then he may get the idea what's really going on here. This is what he suggests here. And Tava Padau Eva Ekam Mulam Ashrayo Yesham Tesham Dasanam Uladaso Bhuya Punarapi Bhavetasmi Bhavishyami. The same thing that we heard already from previous acharyas. It means, that the Lord, seeing the Lord appear through his meditation, he spoke this verse, that I will again become the servant of the servants who take shelter only of your lotus feet. Please tell me, why is there any delay? I'm tormented out of longing. Kim tatra kiyan vilambo vartate tam kripaya kathaya. Tell me how long I'm going to have to wait. That's what he's asking. Utkantaya jarjari bhuto asmiti bhava. The idea is that, I'm getting old. Jarjari means, I've already become, this body is already worn out. All of us will experience that if we haven't experienced it yet. Definitely it's coming if you live that long, but there's no guarantee that we will live that long, because Nalani dalagata jaramati taralam tatvat jivitam atishaya chapadam. This life, human form of life, human body, it's very tenuous. At any time you can lose it. We had recently in Israel, some people were celebrating peace with music, and they were having a nice Sunday morning. And then suddenly, these paragliders came in and started shooting everybody. This is how unpredictable this material world is. Today, I woke up fine. Suddenly, throughout the day, every single joint in my body hurts like anything. I can hardly move. And I've got fever and chills. They're saying that this dengue is going on. Maybe typhoid is also going on. So we'll see. But here we're trying to give a class, to say what we can about Krishna consciousness, because it's that important. So he says, Tavapado ekam mulam ashrayo yesham tesham dasanam anadaso puya punardapi tasmi bhavishyami kim tartakyan vilambo vartadetam kripaya kathaya utkantaya jarjari bhuto asmiti bhava. Nanu avilambenaiva tvamaham esha evatnasat karomi swabhishtan varan vrino idyaha. That if the Lord appears through meditation, he spoke this verse. Let me become the servant of the servants who take shelter of your lotus feet. The Lord says, very soon I will bring you to my side. Please ask me for a boon. This is very common in Krishna consciousness. If you have not experienced this yet, just wait, it's coming. When we reach a certain level of dedication to Krishna, then Krishna wants to make it difficult for us. Why? He wants to purify our devotion by making these temptations dance in front of our eyes. For example, if you're reading Gopal Sahasranama Stotram from the, where is it, Sammohana Tantra, it's described there that if somebody chants this 1,000 names of Gopal, then so much money will come to you, even if it's gone overseas and lost already, it will come back. So many women will be coming to you automatically. So much temptation is there, and Krishna is behind that. Krishna wants to see how serious are we really about only choosing devotional service, and this is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to make it explicit. Ainanda tanujikinkaram patitam mam vishame bhavam bhutao kripaya tava pada pankajastida dhuli satrisham vichintaya. I just want you to consider me to be a particle of dust at your lotus feet, and nadhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. I don't want great learning that impresses others. I don't want so many beautiful women. I don't want so many followers. I don't want so much money. All of these things that snag people in this material world, and that snag us as well. Frankly speaking, we all have to admit, we're not as strong as we would like to be. But these things are sent by Krishna. If we see that, then it becomes much, much less threatening, because instead of a big, scary threat from the illusory energy herself, whom we cannot possibly compete with because she has 10 hands when we only have 2. Instead, we should see this is coming from her master, who is Govinda. And he wants to just check and see, do you really love me or not? Let's see what you're going to do if I tempt you. This is what he does. Krishna can be like that. So this is what he's saying. And what does he ask for? He says, Mano mama asupatehe prananathasya tava prananatham kvam smartu vak gunan kirtayato kaya karma tvatpada sambhahana vyajana tambula pradanadikam karotu iti kaya vang manasam me prarthana. My prayer is that I can do all these services for you. May my words sing your qualities, O Lord of my life. May my body massage your lotus feet. May I fan you, and may I give you betel nut. This is the prayer of my mind, my voice, and my body. Rupa Goswami, he has told us very nicely that Iha yasya harer dasi karmana manasa vira nikilashvapi avasthasu jivan mukta uchyate. That a devotee who may look like a pound shilling pence man, but if in fact his only motive is to utilize his body in the service of the Lord, and utilize his thoughts in remembering the Lord, and utilize his words in glorifying the Lord, then this person has to be considered Jivan Mukta. He's liberated even while he's still in this material body, acting, leading an ordinary life in this material world. This is the great mystery of devotional service. People sometimes, they try to misunderstand the devotees to be ordinary karmis, because the activities of the devotees are not really that different. Only the motivation is different. And it's not just a little bit different, it is antithetical different. Devotees are only interested in pleasing the Lord, just as the materialists are only interested in pleasing themselves. So this is the great mystery. The activities may look the same. Devotees are driving, the ordinary karmis are driving, they're going to work, so everybody's going to work. What is the difference? People do ask this. Therefore, we're warned that Vaishnavar Priyamudra Viknena Bujai. Do not think that you can understand the activities of pure Vaishnavas, because it's inconceivable to us. What is motivating another person is not something that we can speculate about. We may have our faith, we have to have some faith, but we should keep that very private and not criticize someone else, especially not publicly, because then we're in dangerous territory. It's a little bit like reaching into the mouth of a mad elephant. You could get hurt pretty badly. So by his own example, Vrutrasura is teaching us how to become a first-class servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. And as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised us and showed in his own example, a living entity should always desire to be a servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna who maintains the gopis. That's found in Madhya Lila chapter 13, text number 80, very famous verse. Naham vipro narachana patir napi vaisho nashutro. Neither am I a Brahmana, neither am I a Kshatriya, I'm not a Vaishya or a Shudra. What is that? Naham varni grihapatir novanasto yatirava. Neither am I a brahmachari, householder, vanaprastha, or sannyasi. Gopi bhartu, what is it? Kintu prodyan nikhila paramananda purnamridabdhe. From the ocean of great nectar that we're always trying to relish in Krishna consciousness, we can understand that who am I? I am Gopi bhartuhu parakamalayur dasa dasa hanudaso ham. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of these gopis, especially these gopis. So this means, Prabhupada makes another very important point at the end of his purport. This means that one must accept a spiritual master who comes in the disciplic succession and is the servant of the Lord. If he just invents his own philosophy out of whole cloth, without any reference to any kind of parampara, because people do this, then you should understand you are taking shelter of that person is a little bit like trying to cross the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean is known to be very ferocious. So if you try to cross the Atlantic Ocean by holding on to the tail of a puppy, it's not going to work. Similarly, these persons who are themselves bound hand and foot by the demands of their attachment to the material energy, they cannot help us. And how is someone going to teach you how to become a servant of the servants of the servants of Srila Prabhupada if they haven't done it themselves? You cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. The goal in here Prabhupada is stating very clearly in this purport, our goal is to become the servant of the servants of the servants of the servants of the servants of Krishna and his devotees. So how are we going to do that if we go outside of the Guru Parampara? It is not possible. So we have to be very careful about this. What is the formula Prabhupada gave us to sing every day in order to counteract that tendency? He says, Guru Mukha Padmavakya Chitete Koryakya Arana Koriho Mani Asha. You hear from the spiritual master, whatever is coming from his lotus mouth, you make that thing one with what you cherish within your heart, and do not entertain any other ideas. Do not get distracted about anything else. Don't look anywhere else. Don't hear anything else. Because everything is there that we need in order to take shelter of the servants of the servants of the servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada has given us everything already. There's no lack whatsoever throughout his books. The only people who say that Srila Prabhupada's books are not enough are the people who do not read those books regularly. Every time I see this, somebody will say something like that. Prabhupada just taught basic things, and the really advanced stuff you have to go to Loy Bazaar and buy the most esoteric book that you can and impress all your friends with something that sounds sensational. That's how you do it. But this is not what Prabhupada's books say. And this was not Prabhupada's example either. Srila Prabhupada was very careful. Whatever he heard from his Guru Maharaj, that only he was repeating, he said. And likewise, we should do the same thing. So under the direction of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, one must then engage in three ways. Three properties that we have. Number one, The body, mind, and words. These three things. The body should be engaged in physical activity. Physical activity under the order of the spiritual master. What the spiritual master tells us to do, we should do only that. And we should not concoct other things to do instead. So there are many examples we could get. In fact, some of them get controversial sometimes, but it's quite clear from this purport at least that Prabhupada is telling us whatever our body is engaged in doing should be what we are ordered by the spiritual master, not otherwise. This is what it means to be a disciple. That's the first thing. Second thing, the mind should think of Krishna incessantly. Nirantara. Antara means some, intermission. No intermission, no breaks. Constantly thinking of Krishna. That's a tall order. It's not easy to do that. But at least if we try to do that, then Krishna reciprocates and we can be surprised at how much we're able to do that we thought we could not do. It actually happens like that. So, body, mind, and also words. The mind should think of Krishna incessantly, and one's words should be engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord. Here the commentators have said very clearly, we find all the different gunas that Krishna naturally manifests by dint of being the supreme person, the most attractive person, the most highly qualified person. All we have to do is talk about that and glorify that about him. And then we're automatically, our minds will be controlled and our activities will follow from our minds and our words will help other people. This is what it means when Krishna gives this advice. What is that? All of those.
Prabhu, you are on mute. Sorry, you're on mute. Can you click that unmute? You're getting the message of unmute. I think you have to click that OK or something. Settings.
All right, so
Yeah. Okay. You can hear now. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, the point is we want to engage our bodies practically in following the orders of the spiritual master. We want to engage our minds incessantly in thinking about Krishna and his wonderful qualities, and even in thinking about the devotees and their wonderful qualities also. That's Krishna conscious too. And then finally, we want to say things that actually benefit other people, and this is Krishna's program. Pranayar arthayar jyavacha shreya acharanam sada. Responsible human beings should do this. They should act in such a way as to benefit other people while we can, because this opportunity, short opportunity, window of opportunity called human life, it's not going to last very long. And we're seeing it with Prabhupada's disciples, especially every day, practically speaking, we're losing another one. So we have to be very serious to take advantage of that association while we can. So if one is thus engaged in the loving service of the Lord, one's life is successful. This is the conclusion of Srila Prabhupada's purport. Now, I have to apologize because I'm going to try to end this class early. As I mentioned, I have a high fever and every joint in my body hurts like anything. I've never really had it before, so I don't know what's going on. But I promised I would come, and against all the odds, somehow or other, we've tried to say something of benefit for all of you. So thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you very much, Mukunda Datta Prabhu. Grateful for your time and association. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. I'll hear from you again soon.
Okay, so I have to go now because I'm really sick. Thank you. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
See if anyone has any questions on this point, on this particular verse or any other things.
Don't think we have time for questions because I'm feeling very ill.
No problem. No problem. Okay.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today is Durgastami. We have Sunday feast program. Please join for today evening, 5:30 to 9 p.m. And Tuesday is Vijay Dasami, Dasara, Ramachandra Vijayotsavam. We'll be celebrating on Sunday. Next Saturday is the first day of Kartik, Damodar month, Urja Vrata, fasting from Uruddal. Especially important, more than that, is offering ghee lamp or any kind of lamp to Yasoda Damodar and chant Damodarastakam and give Krishna consciousness to others. That's what Prabhupada wants, to give it to others more so in this particular month, Damodar month. That is October 28th to November 26th. That is the whole Damodar month, 1 month. And we'll be celebrating on Saturday, October 28th, and also we have program on 29th, Sunday feast program. Also, that day we'll celebrate Ramachandra Vijayotsavam. That is a real first day of Damodar month. The day before the 28th Saturday is Purnami, Sharad Purnima. So we'll be celebrate that also. But that day we are supposed to take Sankalpa and start our Damodar month actually until November 26th. So the quick announcements. And Ekadasi is on Wednesday, by the way, not Tuesday. Tuesday is Vijayadashmi. It's not suitable for fasting for USA. So it is Wednesday. Please follow that. And Parna time is it is Wednesday. Parna time is Thursday, 7:20 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. Around that, yeah, a few minutes here and there, depending on which location you chose, Plainfield or Morristown. Okay, if no other questions, we'll conclude today's session. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gopal ki jai, Gaura Bhaktam ki jai.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.